Hey guys, Art 131, assignment 18, and this is to continue on with ink, and I'll show you what the homework is as well. Um, so the ink techniques I talked about on Monday, and now you're to use your knowledge and practice of those ink techniques to draw an ink drawing. Here's some real intricate ones and really good ones, right? Some of these are using stippling, and some are using other ink marks. That's more of cross hatching, but contour cross hatching means slightly going in the shape of what you're drawing, as opposed to everything sort of straight. So that's one way to do it. And there's several marks to make. You practiced, 4 or 5 of them, and there's more to do. It's got a little ink wash in it, but I think you get the idea with the ink marks. And what I want you to do is show the shape of it with the ink marks. So you're making them lighter and darker where the shadow areas are, where the light is hitting, uh, by putting more marks or less marks. This was all discussed in the first video on ink, and now we're talking about it again to make various shapes appear. And you'll see it all represented here. So, the dog has darker areas here and there where the shadow areas are. In between the fur, there's dark and then light. Well, that's just because you're putting more marks there, more intense marks in different places, and then less marks in the other places. I'm listening to something live, so now there's talking in there. I didn't expect that. But anyway, you have the ears here that are darker on the tips and lighter here where the light is catching it. Maybe this is a darker tone on the actual fur. So you're going to represent that by putting more marks there and less marks here where you want it to be lighter, because you're using the white of the paper to do that, to make it lighter and darker. All right, and then right on the sides of the nose, more intense marks. I think they're using some kind of little slash marks, but almost stippling right there. And then under the chin, the same thing. You're using more dark marks right there. So that's how that's coming together. You can get creative. It doesn't have to be exactly, it can be sort of abstract like that one is. Or, something like this. Oh, now we got commercials playing. Sorry. Just put something on, some new band I was listening to. Oh, that's not working. How come? Okay, see? So you have these koi in here, or whatever they are, inside of a light bulb. That's a good abstract take on it. But you have darker areas on the sides and where the screw lines are that aren't being caught up by the light. And then back and forth. So you want to use these to shade and show shape. You want to use the marks that way. So you're showing shade and shape. Let's put stippling in there, and shall show you some really intricate stippling. All these are using stippling, which is, the little dots. It's intense. It takes a long time to do, but it can look really awesome when you're finished. Somehow it's taking really long for this to generate and get processed. Oh, Lord, that's way longer than I want. This is at the college where the internet can be stodgy now and then. Okay, there he is. It's some stippling here, and then you have you can extend the stippling by making a little slash mark. And this you're going to show fur better. But see how the dark area in here, that's from using a lot of marks, less marks, a lot of marks, less marks, and that's how you get the light and dark. And that's how you're going to show the shape of what you're drawing. All these are stippling, so you can go in and look at them yourself. We're going to show them all to you here. We could, just go to Bing or Google and put ink stippling. How about cross hatching? So here's the cross hatching, which are lines that cross each other in various directions. Okay. Some of them are kind of scribbly looking, but not as much as others. I'll show you some scribble painting drawings, which can look even a lot different. So see how they're leaving that totally void of any mark? That's the very lightest area. That's catching all the sun there, so they're going to represent that way. Then one line is showing a little bit of a shading, and then more lines on there, 2 lines together crossing each other is where it gets a little darker, and then 3 gets a little darker, and 4 and 5 it gets really dark, and then it just intense going back over each other back and forth, and you're leaving a little bit of white show through, but this is extremely dark right in through there, right? There's a very shadow area, so you're going to put a lot of intense marks. And then, that's just the shading around the face. You're going to maybe draw the eyes out, and the hair is going to have strands and strands and strands, leaving some highlighted. But usually the rounded edges of the skin or the body are represented in the cross hatching with that sort of drawing there. Okay. Here's some bottles. It's another way to do it. Showing the round. We all understand that's round. They're roundish because they have a light side and a dark side and a midtone and a reflection area. All from how many marks you're putting into this. It's where you put the marks and how many you put. All right, let's go to scribble marks. So, like I say, these are drawn with scribble. It depends on how much scribble you're putting somewhere and how much you're not. It's the light and dark areas that are showing the shape of whatever you're drawing, okay? So not very many here, a little more, really intense here, then back to nothing and nothing and a little bit right here. This is how you get this accomplished. And it can look super cool, super fine. And you get really crazy with the hair there, and then back into the scribble marks and everything. It doesn't have to be a person's face. It can be whatever. It can be this sort of rabbit here. This is a quick one, really, but it looks really cool. So that's your drawing, is to use one or multiple of these marks. You don't have to be one mark. You can use stippling and scribble, and usually it looks better if you're staying with one or the other. But some people have gone and done both. Okay. And you can scroll through here and get lots of ideas, and you'll start recognizing the marks and see how many, what kind of marks you actually want to make. Sometimes it's just good to do kind of contour hatch marks. Like these are sort of showing the shape as they go down or go back this way and then cross over. But they do cross over. That's why they're, cross hatching, contour cross hatching as well. Okay. And then really intense marks here, almost blackening it totally out. But you can combine the marks, like I say, or just stick with one. I'm not sure what this looks like it was stippling, if it ever comes up. Yeah. Stippling for the most part. Yeah. Very intense stippling. It's probably took a long time, okay? So do your best. And, I was going to talk about the homework as well. Let's go into here and this is pretty intense. Okay, lisps. Lisps? That's not lisps. All right, let me still life drawings. How about that? Okay, but I want you to shade them. Some of these aren't shaded. I'll show you some other. The idea with the lisps are, if you notice this, there's an oval shape at the bottom and the top of each round container because your eye level is above it. If your eye level is right straight across from it, you won't see any lisps. But if your eye level is up above or below, you're going to see the lisps showing. So your eye level's above, right? You're sitting above these sort of in a chair. You see an oval shape into the glass, an oval shape into the glass, an oval shape into the bottle. The bottles and the cans and whatever it is, the top of the candle, oval shape, oval shape. Those are called the lisps in drawing. Okay, and they're at the top and the bottom of the container or whatever it is. It's not straight across on the table where the candlestick is sitting, or the candle holder, or the bottle, or any of these containers. It's not straight here, because that's an oval too. That's an ellipse, because the whole thing is round, right? It doesn't all of a sudden get straight on the bottom. It's a big mistake students make as they draw this really straight on the table. It's not. There's an ellipse there. Now I want you to set up your own still life. Bottle, glass, jar, cup, whatever it is. 3 or 4 of them, not one. 3 or 4, not one. And that's another mistake students make. They send me one thing, and after I've said 3 or 4. Okay, so yeah, no. 3 or 4, put them down. Round objects that have an ellipse on the bottom and the top, and sometimes it's in the middle here too, shown by the way the shape of the bottle is, or where the shape of this can is, or this, or the candle holder. Candle holder? Candelabra? Yeah, maybe. Okay, so these are ellipses too, because these are round down. They just happen to be changing shape, but they're round all the way down. That's why you have an ellipse there. Okay, so get your own still life set up 4 to 5, 3 to 4 to 5 or more objects. Overlap them like this. Don't just set them straight across the table. That's really boring, okay? You get several objects and put them down and then draw them with the ellipse and then shade them. Okay? In fact, I will show you some example of that. Hopefully, if I can find it real quick. How about this one? Oh, shit. Okay, see, it's shaded. Background, tabletop, all has a tone. Not anything white as paper, unless it's the total reflection marks on these containers. That's totally white as paper, possibly, like here and here and here and here and here, but all the rest of it is shaded with the light source. Light source is coming on the left from this one, maybe in the front left. You have a cast shadow going off to the right. You have a darker side to the cup, to the bottle, perceivably, although this is kind of hard to tell. This one's got a lot of reflection in it too, but try to show your light source. And the elisps. Here's one, here's one, here's one. They're all on the bottom, top and bottom of everything. Now you set this up in front of you with your own objects and you'll see them. But really study the one on the table. That's not straight across. It's oval shaped. It has a lisp there. Let me see if I can show you one more. If I can find it in all of these images that I have here. Gosh, why do I do this? Why do I do it? Let's see. Just a minute. I'll find it. Oh, this one here. Okay, try this one. A little different. It's showing light source though, cast shadow on the table. This jar is darker on this side than that side. It gradually gets darker. All the spoon and the thing, if you're going to put spoons around and stuff, you don't have to. But they have a shadow side and a light side too. Something glass has a lot of reflections, has darks and lights in it, picking up from the background, and everything through it is distorted. So where this table ends is probably here in the glass because it's distorted. And you get that accomplished by putting in the lights and darks where you see them. So whatever you put in front of you, show those lights and darks. Okay? Let's go back to this and see if I can find any better. Well, these are showing it too, you know. The glass is on its side, but it's showing the elisp. You know, this is all perspective. Now, is that straight on the bottom to there? Some people say, oh yeah, that's straight. No, look at it really seriously, closely. It curves slightly. It's matching the curve of the top elisp. Same with this bottom of this thing. It's slightly oval shaped down there. I mean, if you were to look through the glass or the cup, you'd see an oval shape. This is half the oval shape you're actually able to see, right? Okay. Same with this one. That's a slight curve to that, an oval shape, elisps. Okay, so that's what I want you to draw. Shade it, put a background in. Really, this is not accurate. It's probably not white like that. This is not a strong drawing necessarily if it doesn't have this. This is much stronger of a drawing. This is more accurate. Okay? Same with this. It only has, the can is sort of like an elisp. It's showing the lisp here, but it's crushed, so it's kind of distorted. But the glass is definitely, now here's where your eye level is about in the middle of the glass. So the top of the glass is showing a reverse elisp. The bottom is showing the elisp there. You can check this out by taking a glass, put it right out in front of you at eye level, and then raise it. And you'll start seeing the bottom elisp appear, and then drop it down at arm's length. Below your eye level, and you'll see the top elisp start showing. But you'll see the bottom elisp too on there. The top and the bottom elisps will change where you put your eye level. Okay? This is pretty cool because they're showing you right in the middle, and the top one's kind of going the other direction, and the bottom's going the other direction. All right? And so, if you have any questions about this, let me know. I can send you some examples, more examples to show you. Let me see if I can How about this one? This is one. Top, bottom, all having a lisp. So that's what I'm basically asking you to do, is show those lisps. This one's really showing it all the way through. If you were to draw sort of ink marks around here, you would contour that with the shape of it. They'd go all the way around, going into the lisp all the way around. And then on the inside, it goes the other way, right? Because that's on the other side. But this is the lisp, a lisp, a lisp, a lisp, a lisp, and at the bottom too. All right, I think that's enough for now. If you have any questions, let me know. And we have one more week of assignments next week, and then we have a week of makeup. Next week, I want you to decide which one's going to be your final, and that means you're going to mat and frame it and send it to me in a photograph. I'll talk about that at the beginning of next week, but start headsing up on what drawing that you have is going to be your best, and you're going to submit that as a final, matted and framed. And we'll talk more about that at the beginning of next week. All right, thank you.